Hey guys, it's Derek J. Love here. I have a financial tip for married couples. This one's for you. I love married couples because I love what it represents. I love that it represents unity. It represents oneness. It's something special that God created. And so I know statistically that most marriages that end in divorce, a large majority of them end in divorce because of financial issues. So I wanted to just kind of reach out and touch you today and just share some information that may help you in your marriage. One of the things that I advise people to do when I'm counseling them, or when especially if I'm doing a financial coaching session with a married couple, I'll have them to actually, the first thing I have them to do is to write down 3 things that they enjoy and admire about their spouse. Because typically when they get to me, most times, things are kind of bad, and, it's just creating a lot of disharmony in the relationship. So I bring them back to what initially attracted you about your spouse, and some of the things that you like about your spouse. And then I ask them to communicate more effectively. And a lot of times the money problems exist because there's no communication with the money. Unfortunately, some couples have decided to go with the business arrangement model of a marriage, which is, my spouse works and that's his money. This is my money. We have a mutual agreement to pay certain percentages of the bills, and everything outside of that is ours. We just use for ourselves. Well, I don't think that's a very healthy model to follow, because when you're married, there is no I, it's our. So we have money, and we together sit down and create a budget. We create a vision for what our finances are going to be, what we're going to do with them. It's kind of like raising a kid. You actually literally have to sit down and tell your money where to go and give it a purpose, give it vision, give it something to aspire to be. Or otherwise, you're just going to waste your money, just like you're going to raise an unproductive child if you don't instill those values and things in them and teach them and guide them and tell them where you can and can't go. You literally have to do that with your money. So I want you guys to pick a date, any date. My wife and I, we use what I call Money Mondays. So every Monday, me and my wife, we sit down, we reassess our budget, we see where we are financially, we pay bills, we contribute to savings and see where the savings, we monitor every penny, every aspect of our finances. What money's coming in, what money has to go out, when it has to go out, the whole 9 yards. That communication keeps down a lot of unnecessary fights and frustration within our relationship. We still have money problems like everybody else, but it's nowhere near the way it was 3 or 4 years ago. My wife has a budget that she operates in because she tends to spend more when she's using that little plastic card, the debit card. So I give her a cash budget, which kind of helps to set some parameters on what's priority and what's not. If your husband is the bigger spender, then, you guys sit down and create a fund that he or she can have access to, that they don't have to be accountable for. They can do whatever they like with it. That takes that to work out a marriage and to have the money to flow properly. But you need to have some parameters and guidelines on what's going to be spent, what's going to be saved, what bills are going to be coming, what we can cut back on to reduce costs, all those things like that. So I want you to pick a day. I had a coaching client, and I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but I won't say her name, but she picked Frugal Fridays. So her and her spouse now, they meet every Friday to go over their finances. So whatever day works for you, whatever fits your household, pick a day that works for you guys so you can sit down and go over the budget and pay all your bills. And that way you avoid all these late fees and, oh, I forgot, honey, did you pay this? No, I didn't pay it. I thought you paid. You eliminate a lot of that unnecessary stuff. So pick a day, set out a time, and be consistent with it. Habits are formed because of consistency. So when you do this on a regular basis, I promise you'll start seeing much more progress in your finances. And when you're united as one team operating with a common goal in mind, there's very little that can get in your way to stop you. Jesus didn't say it, but the Bible records at the Tower of Babel, God said, man, with a united people, there's nothing that they can't do once they're united. So when you and your spouse become united with one vision, one goal, one thing that you're trying to accomplish, it's pretty certain it's going to happen. Hey, it's Derek J. Love, your personal finance coach. I hope this has helped you some. If you like it, share it. If not, use it for whatever it's worth. I hope it blesses you. Have a nice day. See you soon.